Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of Property Chat with Lucy. I am super excited because I'm about to share something that is very sentimental to me. There are a lot of guys who have reached out to me to ask me, how was your journey being as a realtor? And I thought, why not share how I started off as in real estate back in the day. This could be quite inspiring to anyone who is aspiring to become a realtor or real estate agent. And I thought, let's have a chit chat time and get inspired. So I'll take you back when I cleared high school. I actually thought I would be a telecommunication engineer. My dad really wanted me to become a teacher, if not being a vet like him. But then again, I realized my passion wasn't so clear in what I wanted to do. But I remember growing up, and every time I kept on saying, I want to be a professor, a lecturer. KCSE results came out, and this young lady over here passed. Let me just say I made my dad proud, yeah? And I remember trying to figure out now, yeah, I've passed my exams, what next for me? And I started now looking out for people who are in the job industry, or rather, let me just say job market, just to tell me what is marketable out there. I can plug and just join a degree in that line. Before we picked up those courses, I talked to my uncle, and he told me, just join land economics. Now, my uncle is a service engineer in the construction industry, and he really guided me career-wise. This is a lucrative career. I literally didn't know what I was getting myself into, but it was the first line of advice that gave me some green light on construction. I didn't know construction is like a career per se, that those guys of Mujengo and stuff like that. So mine was either becoming a doctor or an engineer, or those professionals, or rather careers you get to know when you're growing up. Anyway, to cut the story short, I met my uncle. He guided me very well, and I think after taking me through the construction courses, I got interested into the QS because I love math and land economics. Now, we weighed out my points, and I could, he told me I don't qualify for the quantity surveying category. So the best thing was for me to apply for land economics. If I get a chance to join that land economics category, then I would have done, I was eligible to do an intertransfer to move into the quantity surveying category once I'm already in the department. So that's what actually happened. I did the intertransfer, but it never went through because I think the QS class was already full. Now, here is a girl in a class, land economics. I literally didn't have an idea what it was all about. And I remember being in first year, and I got to understand the first year of land economics never counts to your degree. So I wasn't very keen on, being very attentive in class, attending classes. But anyway, it's the excitement of being in the university, being in, it was just something exciting about it. But then again, first year finished, I'm still a bit confused about this degree I'm taking. Anytime I meet my family, my friends, I tell them I'm in uni, I'm doing land economics, but I really can't talk about it because I really don't know. Even guys were asking me, you're doing land economics? I'm like, yeah. But you see, the thing is, I knew it's about the real estate construction industry, but I didn't know more about it. So let me tell you how I actually got to put myself out there to understand clearly what I was doing in uni. So first year, I actually got a bit concerned, and I kept on asking myself, you need to understand what you're doing. So when people ask you, you have something to talk about. And I took the initiative actually in my second year. And actually most of my friends were quite shocked of my move. I walked into one of our farms in town actually. I was in the main campus in Nairobi, and it was a walking distance to the CBD. And so this day I'm just walking and I see, I'm not going to mention the company, but I see this company and it was written, they do valuations, property management, sales, property sales, and I got a bit interested. And I just walked in. I remember talking to the receptionist and I said, can I talk to the manager? I didn't specify which manager, but luckily I actually got a chance to talk to the CEO of the company. So I was very lucky to have meeting with the CEO. He listened to me. I expressed my intentions of just volunteering free of charge. I told him I really don't need any payment from you. I just need to work with your team and understand what they do, because I didn't know what was all about land economics. So just to give you or to take you through what I learned in that company is that they took me around the different departments, from valuation, property management, sales, doing site inspections. And I remember going to a meeting with the CEO and one of the managers, and this was about a valuation assignment. And we went for a site valuation, or rather a site inspection, in a lodging in Isli. That was my first, and it was so disgusting. And I remember going home and asking myself, is this really for me? You know, and one thing I really want to say is that real estate does not look as rosy as it looks on social media or TV shows we watch on Netflix. There's quite a lot that goes around it, or rather revolves around it. And that moment for me, it gave me a different view of real estate. And I remember asking myself, is this what I really want to do? And I had a chat with one of the managers just to ask, do you really just do valuations only in real estate? And he told me, no. There are other ways. There's property management, property sales, you know. And I was like, okay, let's see what other departments do, you know. And for 3-4 months I was there, and it was really a learning experience for me. I was just an intern. All I learned is I just needed to be humble enough to understand what I was doing in school. Yeah. Anyway, next to my third year, where now I am understanding what real estate is and understanding some of the terminologies. I learned quite a lot of vocabulary in real estate. And my third year, I was now enjoying what I was doing, you know. And after the third year, I remember we had to do a mandatory internship. And now I was like, I've worked in one of the farms. Let me research on the best farms in Nairobi. So in my category, I had I had Knight Frank, Tysons, and Lloyd Masika. Okay. So one thing back in the day, Knight Frank would only give internship opportunities to the best, the best two students in the class. Anyway, I didn't find myself being the first or second. So I said, you know what, I'll take this opportunity, try my luck again with Tysons the way I did in my previous place of internship. And I remember walking into Tysons, and I was very confident because I knew what they were doing. I understood part of the different departments on what they did. And I remember talking to the receptionist. I was like, I am so and so, I've worked at this company and I'm actually looking for an internship. I'm a third year student. And this lady was very, very welcoming, and he told me, just give me a minute, I will get in touch, or rather I'll put you in touch with a relevant person to help you out. And I kid you not, I got out of that office knowing I got my internship in place. Okay, so one thing that I've learned in my life is striving so hard and being confident in yourself, and also dressing yourself in a way that people are going to believe you in what you're trying to look out for. And that really worked for me that time. Now in Tyson's, I found myself again doing quite a lot, and it was mostly groundwork, and that is why I appreciate where I am today. I remember one of an assignment I was given that was very tough, collecting comparables. And these comparables were around Oledume Road, Riara Road, and basically it was what? Oledume, Riara Road, and Kingara Road. So I was told I need to go to every construction site, write down all the accommodation, the apartments accommodation, the prices and the square footage, and do a comparable analysis of that for each and every street. Let me tell you, that's how you learn on the job, because I got to understand what comparables are, what am I looking for if I'm buying an apartment. And this, it was now like a new different thing from my previous place, but now more of an advanced groundwork, if I may put it. But then again, I came out of that place quite confident, and I was very sure I could work. One thing I just want to say is thank you so much for Tyson's team, who actually trained me to be the groundwork and basically the foundation practically of what I learned in class. That was quite informative and quite good. You really went out of your way to train me accordingly. Okay, now fourth year comes, and one thing I can tell you guys, my vision board had I need to work for the very best firms in Nairobi, and this was Lloyd Masika, Tyson's, or Knight Frank. So again, I kind of sat down and I thought, this thing of me working into valuation firms or property firms was working for me. So I said, let me try it again with Lloyd Masika and try my luck. But I used to pray before I do anything, by the way. So I walked into Lloyd Masika, and I remember meeting one of the senior managers who was a lady, and I sat down. Before even I told her, I just introduced myself, and I told her, you know what, I'm actually clearing this year. And one thing, Lloyd Masika was just a walking distance from the university. So it was one of these days in the afternoon, I said, I'm kind of bored, let me just go. So I talked to this lady, and one thing she told me is like, I really like your confidence. So let's walk upstairs. If you know Lloyd Masika office, it has like a lower level and an upper level. So I was in the lower level. She told me, let me walk upstairs and take you to the right person. I know there's an opportunity and we are looking for someone like you. Can you see how God works? So I walk into this office, I met this person, and I sold myself, guys. I didn't sell myself like a graduate. I sold myself as an experienced realtor in the market. So I joined Lloyd Masika 2 months before my graduation. Salaried person, though the salary wasn't that good. But for me, it wasn't about the money. It was about the experience and working with the best in the market. So I worked with them for like 8 months. And funny enough, I'll tell you what has also worked for me is building relationships on my way. Now, in Lloyd Masika, there's a lady we had never met. So when I joined in, she had just left to Night Frank. And I remember calling this friend, who is a really good friend of mine till today. And I just, like, in 8 months into the company, I called her and I was like, if you hear anything at Night Frank, kindly just let me know. So I waited and waited and waited. And one of the Fridays I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to that company and ask for that lady. Now, this is the lady who had left Lloyd Masika to Night Frank, okay? So I walk into Night Frank, same card. Guys, I don't mean anytime you walk into any company, you just need to have faith. So I walk into Night Frank and I say, I want to see so-and-so. She came in very bubbly. We talked like we knew each other for like a really long time. And one thing that really struck me, it's a connection, the friendship, you know. And she told me, let me call the HR who is going to actually tell you if there's an opportunity or not. Oh my God, that was a very enlightening moment for me. I got an opportunity to sell myself. So I walk in, I meet the HR, I sell myself 101%, and she told me, I'm gonna call you to come for an interview. We are actually looking for property managers. And I remember getting to, like, the following week, I get an email from her, and she's like, okay, you're scheduled to come in for an interview on this date. So I prepare for my interview. I walk into that interview very confident. And I remember thinking, I am worth this much. And if I'm asked how much salary are you expecting, I knew everything, and I got what I asked for. Okay. Now, my dreams came true on that day when I got my confirmation letter that I should be reporting to Night Frank as a property manager back in, that was 2013. Guys, the excitement was beyond measure. And I remember just sitting down and looking back and just telling God, thank you. This is what I tell people. Write your vision somewhere, write them down, and they just believe in them. They're going to come to pass. That is how that part of my life has actually actualized into reality. I was now working for Night Frank, having worked for Lloyd Masika and Tyson's, and that was my dream, to work for like the best firms in Nairobi back in the day. They're still the best in the market. I'm not saying that they're not, but I can tell you those are one of the best firms to have proper training, you know. So I worked for Night Frank in property management, commercial property management. I ended up getting my license at Night Frank as well. It was a very competitive environment, and I remember one day the first firm I worked for, the CEO in that company sat me down and told me, life is like a wheel. Yeah? You don't just stop once you get to where you want it to be. So when I got into Night Frank, I started another chapter in my life where I wanted now to get certifications, because now I was into real estate completely, and I loved what I did. I loved the challenges, and one thing I really liked about it is the fact that every day was a new way. Like today would be doing valuations, tomorrow property management, and ideally I thought this was it for me. And I enrolled for the licenses that needed to be done, or rather what you need to have for you to practice real estate. So I got my, first of all, there is what we call the becoming a member of the surveyors of the Institution of Surveyors of Kenya. If you want to become a realtor, you need to plug into that professional body because it governs the practice, the conduct of all estate agents and all landed professionals. So I did my ISK exams and I became a full member of the institution. After that, I thought, this is not it, let me move further. You know, you always push yourself, it's never easy. And I remember enrolling for my valuation exams, and they were very tough. I mean, not the interview basically. So you register and you go for the interview, which is really, really tough. You have to study and understand everything valuation. And I became a registered valuer, the Valuers Registration Board of Kenya. And then after that, I said, oh my goodness, this is also not enough. How else can I improve my my skills? And in the course of now all this time, I found out my passion and I wanted to understand more about real estate finance, because everyone in real estate, they're getting into it to make money or for the equity, for the appreciation. So I enrolled in a master's degree, real estate finance and investments, and I can tell you it was really, I didn't feel like I was doing my master's because I was really learning new things in line of my passion. And let me just say, it has been a journey. One more thing I just need to mention that has really brought me this far and this, like having this confidence, it's my mentor. It's key you get someone you look out for in your profession. So for me, I identified that one person I would always run to when I need to do something or, you know, professional advice. And I can tell you, she's really been on my case and trying to see what are you doing in your career life and everything. And that has really, really pushed me this far. She's kept on reminding me, what is your why? The big why for you to be in real estate. And that is why I'm always grounded, the passion around me talking about real estate. And I thought, let me just share that bit of my story just to inspire anyone who is looking out for, or rather looking out to become a real estate agent. In conclusion, for anyone aspiring to become a realtor or a real estate agent in the Kenyan market, you need to believe in yourself. And two, identify that one person you think is the best in the market, volunteer to work for them so you can understand the ropes of being in real estate or what it entails. Then I would say in your line of where you've plugged yourself as a mentee, you need to also identify a mentor to work with you in your line of career, yeah? And basically, I would say you need to drop your ego, yeah? Completely, if you want to be successful. And for that, I hope my story has been inspiring, or rather, it has inspired you, and I look forward to giving you more of realtor tips and also real estate investment tips as we move forward on this channel. For all the returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. And if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, like and share my videos with anyone you think they're going to benefit from this content. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.